What's good, my people? It's about to be the best misbehavior y'all have had all month long. What's up? It's your girl, Kenitra Moselle. You are in the Grace for This space on the Kingdom Advocate YouTube channel. And I'm trying to tell y'all, not only has this month been amazing, but we're going to finish this thing out strong. This last conversation, baby, can you say it with your chest? Can you say it? Look, because people out here talking. They slick monitoring and looking and got something saying in the comments, but when you say it with your chest, we ain't there yet. I'm just saying, we about to get into it, right? So it's your girl, Kenitra Moselle. I am the founder of this amazing space called Grace for This, and we've been doing this wellness work, right? It's been a journey, and I've been focusing on my sisters, right? I've been getting in with my sisters for over like a year and a half, and let me tell y'all something. It's officially time to bring the brothers in. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm bringing the brothers to the stage. Why, baby? Because there's some grit that go with that grace, right? We think everything cute and pretty all the time. Or no, let's not. We're not going to play the games. We're not going to wear the mask. We're not here for the facade, right? So what's good, y'all? Hey, y'all drop some in the comments. If you have been enjoying March Madness, Grace and Grit, if you have been enjoying it all month long, I need y'all to drop something in the comments. Let me know if you got a favorite conversation or episode so far. Let me know which one that thing was, because they have all been so good. If you have been a part of the after parties in Clubhouse, ooh, child. Let me tell you this: if you haven't been a part of the after parties in Clubhouse, you better pray I get somebody on my team that can go and do clips, because it went down in the after parties, right? So I'm super excited today. This is our last Grace and Grit episode, y'all. This is our last Grace and Grit episode. And I love the way it is landing, right? You know, when you start out doing something, you have ideas and plans on how things are going to work out. But God be like, yeah, nah. I have the things for you, right? So this last one, if you've been in the squad, if you tapped in at the beginning of the month, you know who I'm bringing to the stage. But I'm gonna tell the rest of my folk about it. Let me tell y'all something. This brother been down with me since the beginning, right? I was writing out a post, and then Facebook acted crazy, and then I had to reboot my phone and upgrade it and download it, so I couldn't say all the things. I'm gonna circle back though. I will. This cat been rocking with me for years. And it's time to come to the forefront. Are y'all ready? Y'all think I make up songs? No. He make up songs and sounds and sound effects. Yeah, right. Literally, he makes Shaslika. He's the originator of the Shaslika. Y'all make some noise for my brother Darius J of the men's department. Look, he is 1/3 of the men's department. He's 100% the thought process 7. Okay, he got something to say, and he is welcome to come to the stage and have something to say in this Grace for This space. Y'all show my brother some love, Darius J. With the sound effects, brother.
What's up?
I have to first tell you how much I appreciate you.
Hey, man.
There are not enough words.
Yeah.
For me to, sentimental. We can be sentimental in the beginning a little bit, y'all. Yeah. Y'all gonna find out what he walked with me through later this year. Y'all gonna know. You know, there's safety in the multitude of wise counsel. That's what the scriptures say, right? It's like he wise counsel. He wise counsel.
Yeah. I got a little wisdom, baby. I ain't got no wisdom teeth, but I got some wisdom.
You what? He got a wisdom teeth. Bro, so yeah. you got some things to say. You got some things to say. I want to start by, I like to ask everybody this question, right? Like, what was the first thing that came to mind for you when I invited you to share this space and this stage with me? Like, what was it?
It's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like times when I get to join you in different spaces and stuff like that, even in just conversation, there's always gonna be some growth. It's gonna be some learning. It's gonna be some lessons. It's gonna be something to give. and it's gonna be something to take away. You know what I'm saying? There's always in our interactions, always gonna be some doggy bags to be taken home for either us or the people around us. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep providing. You know what I'm saying? You keep opening up the doors for me to show up and show out. And so I just keep walking through those doors.
Bet.
Um, I feel like the whole time is just like, everything works out. You know what I'm saying? And I know anytime you tap me on the shoulder, it's for a purpose.
This is for facts. I think one of the things inside of the grace and grit genre, I feel like we're creating a genre with this, right?
Mm,
Um, it's almost like saying yes to the good, the bad, and the ugly at the
mm,
same time. And it's like, oh, this gonna be good. Oh yeah, that's gonna be hype. And then you be like, oh, but I gotta be honest. Ooh.
mm.
Like
Boy,
it
that's
makes you
dangerous right there.
it makes you
Yeah.
pause. And so you're 1/3. All right. So let's get to this.
Hmm.
So you're 1/3 of the men's department. I
Yeah.
love it. Man, I was losing my mind when y'all first started that thing. I was
Yeah, man.
start screaming and just
Yeah.
yeah. So I know that you have had to sit with some gritty things, just
Yeah.
even showing up in the spaces that you're building.
Yeah.
What's been the from the man's perspective? Let's get into that. What's been your grit? What's been your
Grit. My grit has been hmm, procrastination. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? I feel like we be slow to move our feet on certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I know for myself, it's me. I take accountability for things because sometimes I'm just not. I have ideas and visions and stuff like that of what I need to be doing, but sometimes I hop in that fish mouth and take a ride. You know
ooh,
what I'm saying? And yeah, I let that whale swallow me up. You know what I mean? And I get to that place where I have to get stuck to just really sit and think about the process. You know what I'm saying? And really just tap into what God got the mission that God got me on for the men folk. You know what I'm saying? Through the men's department, through my boys, Juan Ladon, Chris Maximilian. You know what I'm saying? They are true gentlemen and scholars, you know what I'm saying? And I love them a lot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they have to, shake me, wake me up, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like we have to not allow the giant within us to sleep. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And we have to put out this content. We have to start developing these spaces because it's not a lot out there. And if we keep holding on to what's supposed to be released, God will move it and put it in somebody else's hands. So why not us?
that's real. That's real. So you started off with procrastination.
Yeah.
My thing hasn't necessarily been procrastination. I'll say it's been fear and pride.
Hmm.
It's been fear and pride at the same time. One of my sisters, Joy, y'all met Joy. Joy was early in
Yeah.
this
Yeah. She was praying her heart out this morning though.
month.
Yeah. I
uh,
called it.
we talked about like how sometimes we're prideful to think that we actually have time for God to tell us again and get more time. Like,
Hmm.
why do you think so highly of yourself to think that you have more time? It's like, how are you positioning yourself?
Mm.
Um, and then with being like arrest you,
Yeah.
um, that's a whole situation. You got have you had or maybe speak to some of those scenarios with specificity.
Um Talking about just through the grit process and stuff like that. So
Man,
huh,
the procrastination,
the
because
procrastination.
there's a narrative. There's a narrative
Okay.
that comes with procrastination.
Thinking you got I think it's kind of like what you were saying, thinking you always got time. You know what I'm saying? When you tell yourself you got time and you get to the point where you deem yourself you have time to have rest, and you be like, you can't rest every time you get a chance to sit still. Sometimes when it's you're in the midst of transition, I know sometimes in my transition I just like to stop and
Mm.
just go into this place where I just do everything that's comfortable and not anything that's uncomfortable. Because just like as good as I am at speaking and communicating my thoughts, I am shy about it because sometimes it's just like, man, I shouldn't be the one doing this. And that when you said fear, I was like, man, that's another component of that procrastination for me is fear because it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Even though my generation kind of brought this internet age to light and brought it into pop culture, it's still daunting to me because I'm still from the old school. I got a little that Gen X in me. You know what I'm saying? Like we had both, you know what I'm saying, the house phone and the cell phone. You know what I'm saying? We had dial up internet, stuff like that. And we most of our stuff was personal, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel crazy sitting in front of my phone with a lapel mic talking into it. And I got episodes recorded. I still have a fear of releasing them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like it feels so impersonal. But you know what I'm saying? Just like the first one I posted, it got so much traction that I was like, I was surprised by it. I was just like, oh, there's a lot of people shared, a lot of people looked at it. Um, and it just had to get over that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes it's just so hard to get out of that old way and step into the new because just like I'm a person of technology. I know what things are trending. I know how to tap into certain things. But knowing is is about as useless as a bike with no tires. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't apply it, it's useless.
I'm taking a deep breath, right?
Right.
Y'all see me over here. uh, I was reminded yesterday that one of the things that told me in like my writing and journaling time
Yeah.
was that you don't bow to the algorithm. The algorithm bows to you.
Mm.
You have to feed it. And I was like, yes, sir. So, you know, it's not about doing all of the right things. It's about doing the thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do just do the thing. And sometimes, we don't realize who's waiting.
Mm.
It's like we run things through this unnecessary filter.
Yeah. We really do. And that's the
Like,
filter of our own emotions. And we put ourselves into it and we take God out of it. We start to, you know, dive deeper into our insecurities and not dive into the security in which God wants us to move in. And a lot of times it just for I know for like men, a lot of times you just be like, man, I gotta cause for me, I feel like I gotta have this many followers before I start doing something for real. But all the time people tell you have to post. I don't care if you just starting out, you have to put the information, you have to put the content out because that's the only way you're gonna get those things. And a lot of times it's just like me, I'm a perfectionist, just like I set up. Look, I need this, but I want it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get a stream, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna get my microphone, I'm gonna get my soundboard up, I'm gonna get everything put into place so I can do it as professional as I can. You know what I'm saying? And just like sometimes it's like I'm not good at editing. And I use that as an excuse not to post stuff, but most of my stuff come out pretty clean. But I was just like, it wasn't what I wanted. It was just like, I needed more time. I should have did this. I should have added that. And I was just like, man, it is what it is. Just get out the information. Somebody need to hear what you have to say. And that's the thing we have to get to the point in. It's just like, yo, somebody, a young man, old man, middle-aged man, little boy might need to hear something you have to say. And it's just on you that day specifically. And that you might be making that person miss out on the opportunity to get their life saved.
bruh, oh, I feel that so much because it's not a mm, when you're starting, we'll say
Yeah.
that. When you're starting, it's not about your presentation, it's about the fact that you released your voice.
Yeah. It'll get better with time. You know what I'm saying?
Release
Yeah.
your voice. You have to open your mouth. Like you got to feed the algorithm. You have to give it something. You don't vow to it. But in it, let me reparallel this. If you don't give God anything to blow on, what does he have to work with, right?
Right.
And if he's already told us, what you supposed to say, but you're like, oh, well, the picture wasn't pretty. But did you say it with your chest, right?
Yeah.
Did you
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm getting loud, I'm sorry. Did you say what you were supposed to say?
Yeah.
Did you do that, right? We want to have all of these things. We don't have 100K budget for marketing alone, but
Right.
your voice has the ability to generate billions in value to people's life journey. It ain't about what your marketing look like. It's about the fact that you opened your mouth and
Yeah.
allow God to speak through you. And it's plenty people who got that budget for marketing, but they talking trash. It's
Yeah. They don't
absolute
sound
trash.
like
They're
nothing.
not saying anything.
No. And see, that's the point. And that's the reason why just like we started the men's department, you know what I'm saying? Because it started with a conversation between me and Armando Ladon. We was just like, yo, man, it's like it's a lot of trash out here. And all they do is speak division. You know what I'm saying? It's just like y'all missing out on the point that we all need each other. You know what I'm saying? We come from the same place. And we trying to get to the same destination. We just got to remove all that idiocracy out of it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to remove that part from people because in situations because we try to dominate instead of, you know what I'm saying, coming together. We just like, oh, we trying to seek dominion over each other. And we supposed to be trying
Mhm.
to have dominion over the land, everything. But we're doing it backwards. We're making it more against flesh and blood instead of just going out here and fighting against the enemy, you know what I'm saying? Fighting the spiritual battles with one another. And it's creating a lot of confusion. And we were just like, yo, we just want to put something positive out. Just kind of like tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be through marriage, through dating, through our everyday lives. Because just like my best and most loved heroes were regular dudes that went to work every day. 9 to 5 guys. You know what I'm saying? That just took the time just to say something to me. You know what I'm saying? They might have seen me about to do something crazy. And they was like, all right, don't do that. Don't do that. I blew my hand off doing that. You gonna blow your hand off too. Don't do it. And I feel like now through the internet and all that stuff like that, we can touch a lot more people doing that. You know what I'm saying? Saying what need to be said for they can hear it. Like you say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying? Mean what you say and say what you mean, practice what you preach, walk it like you talk it, all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And being, you know what I'm saying, vulnerable as well because you have to show yourself to a certain degree. You have to show the depth of you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can just throw encouraging words out, but if you don't share a part of you that relates to situations, you ain't really saying them with your chest. You're just trying to say words you having clickbait. You know what I'm saying? You're saying positivity, but you ain't showing the struggle. Just like with Instagram now, people get so caught up in Instagram because it look good and they see these people being successful, but nobody talk about, man, it took me 10,000 days, you know what I'm saying, to get to this point. It took me 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody ever talk about the struggle of how it is, even just to be a regular man, to hold down a family with kids, a wife, and stuff like that, or being a single man out here in these streets, trying to live a righteous life and not, you know what I'm saying, sow into the foolishness, you know what I'm saying, and try to sow into righteousness. It's just not out there like that for men because we just taught dominion and women are the problem. We wanted to do the opposite of that in the men's department. We just like, yo, regular dudes, did it right, wives, family, grow, you know what I'm saying? Grow through hardships. Life ain't easy. I don't think life was ever meant to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Because I have read many stories in the Bible and a lot of them had a lot of hard journeys. You know what I'm saying? Most of them had a hard journey. You know what I'm saying? Even Jesus had a hard journey and he was the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? So we have to like take that soft life thought out of our minds as men and just really get to the grit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. You know what? Let's talk about the Savior for a minute. We love Jesus over here.
Yeah. Yeshua.
Glory be to God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you hit something right there. You hit something right there. Um, Jesus had to say it with his chest too.
Yeah.
Because, he got to that point where he was like, take this cup from me.
Yeah, it is. It was
But
in the
nevertheless,
it was
not
in the
my will.
garden. Yeah, not my will.
He said that part with his chest,
Yeah.
right? He said
Mm-hmm.
that part in the Garden of Gethsemane, bleeding, stress, stress,
Stress bleed.
bleeding blood. My God,
Capillaries
right?
busting. Yeah.
He owned it. And let's look at the humanity of Jesus like in that
Suckers
moment.
around. They went to sleep on him though. They did take a nap on him, but they faded away on him for real. They're just like try to keep eyes on him. They're just like Jesus, he'll be all right. I'll take me a nap.
He the Christ. He true to this. I
And
still
Peter
need you to
gotta
cover.
want to fight everybody.
That's real. But you know what? I appreciate you pulling that out though,
Yeah.
because even Jesus showed his humanity and his vulnerability in this moment. Like, do I have to do it like this? And that's real.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
in this grace and this grit journey that we are all going on, is moments where I don't want to do this. I can
Yeah.
stay shut up in my house. Y'all would have never known I had this
Mm-hmm.
beautiful room and the story behind this room, because I could have just been the beautiful recovering widow and went back into being a regular nurse doing my data work. But no, he was like, you gonna tell the story. You
Mm.
gonna share it. You gonna say it with your chest,
Yeah.
right? But saying it with your chest costs you something.
Yeah.
It
It,
costs you something, and we got to be willing to give of that space. So I love that. We're doing the summit, y'all. The summit is on Saturday. Resurrection Sunday is on Sunday. So
yeah.
the fact that we are even sitting in this spot right here, remembering the sacrifice and the humanity of Jesus, and then what it rendered, right?
Yeah.
And if Jesus says greater works we shall do, and he was the whole Christ, resurrected, risen Savior, and we gonna do
Yeah.
greater works. What in me is gonna be resurrected that died? Like, some parts of us gotta die so you can say
Yeah.
that thing with your chest.
Yeah, it's gonna be some sacrifice involved because everything that I feel like I draw from that whole story of the resurrection is just like, yo, to save people, you gonna sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of it's a part of the thing. It's a part of life. It's a part of being a servant. It's gonna be sacrificed every time. You might not like it. You definitely ain't gonna like how it feel, because I ain't gonna tell you no lie. It don't feel good. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you just gonna have to chin up, grit your teeth, and walk. You know what I'm saying? And take them lumps. But just like through all that sacrifice, just that sacrifice of Jesus, he didn't even tell his testimony. The people around him that experienced it told his testimony. The people that he touched told his testimony. This is the reason why it spread it the way it spread it, because it was such a great sacrifice, and people got to see his story and see who he was, that it touched millions and generations. You know what I'm saying? It's still going. The generations after us gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? That's how big of a sacrifice that was. It was so impactful that the people around him was writing stories about it,
Whole books.
whole books. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to tell people that there was somebody out here willing to die for all of us, generations to come. Yeah, some people, he fell on a sword that none of us would have been willing to fall on. So they had to just crack the whip, not even hit me in the back with the whip. Angels, erase everybody. Thanos snap now. You know what I'm saying? For real. I was like, hey, Thanos snap now, right now. No rings. Just no, we don't even need the stones. Just blick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's so. I think it's really powerful to consider what's going to be produced with our yes, and our dying to ourselves and us carrying our crosses.
Mm,
um there's, like, we look at the glory of it, Easter is a whole commercialized situation nowadays. People
Yeah.
people plan
Yeah.
on revenue generating activities around Easter. That ain't the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the
Yeah.
point, right?
Billboards, flyers. You know what I'm
What you
saying?
wearing, whole
What
outfit,
you
the whole,
wearing? Where you eating at? Who grandma house you eating at? You know what I'm saying? But that's just like that's the part about it where it's just like sometimes humanity we can take the main ingredient out of certain things and it look like what it was, but nah, that ain't like what grandma used to make. That tastes like it. It's kind of like it, but it don't hit the way it's supposed to hit. And I feel like that's a point in where we just be like we lose the authenticity inside of what the sacrifice provided for us, and we take it and we make it a watered down rendition, and it feels phony to people, and it's hard for people to tap in. And that's why I say we don't took the vulnerability out of it. We don't took the hard lessons out of it. We don't made it feel good. It did. True repentance don't really feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with God and ask God to help you up through something, you have to first realize that your iniquities are causing a fault to God. And you may be hurting people to the right and the left of you with those things. And us as people have to realize that, like, yo, in order to get that real repentance, true repentance out, you got to be vulnerable. You got to realize what's wrong and do what's right and make a conscious choice to do what's right every single day. It ain't easy. It just ain't easy. I really want people to understand that it's not meant to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Everything is worth it for us as people. It wasn't meant to be that process of maturing in our lives through wellness and spirituality. And when those things combine, that sacrifice just gonna be weighty. And sometimes it feel like it gonna crush you. But when you have people to talk to and you have community and stuff like that, and you yoke up with people that really going in the direction you going in, that's when it get easy. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Because just like with my wife, my burdens is easier. It ain't taken away, it's just easier. You know what I'm saying? It's still a burden. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
mm,
because he's just like, he say, I take your burdens away. He says, I make them a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's something that we have to understand with community. And that's why I always be trying to build community. And just like with the men's department, community, with Grace and Grit, community, Grace for this, community, Bonafide Impact, community. You know what I'm saying? It's different aspects of community that gonna draw people into the places that they need to do to provide healing and continuously get healing through accountability. I kind of went all over the place with that, but I landed on my point.
follow it. Yeah. Tracking all of it. What you took us on, honestly, was the journey of where it begins and how sustainability. Like
Mm,
you begin to choose the hard thing. But when you start to
mm,
choose the hard thing, God responds to our sacrifice. He
yeah.
responds to our sacrifice, and he'll send people who will walk beside you while you're doing the hard thing. And those people come
Mm,
of your community. You just really talked out the grace for this model: the grieve, the rest, the aid, the community evolve. You'll become a better version, of yourself when you choose to grieve the things that are actually hard in your life. Um, we can't we cannot misconstrue that grief does not serve a greater purpose than the grave.
yeah.
Um, it is bigger than that. Dying to something else gives birth to the next thing.
Yeah.
And we have to it's almost like you partner with grief, right?
Yeah.
You partner with the part of your journey that's hard so that it can produce new life. Jesus
Mm,
went to the grave and produced life and life more abundantly
Yeah.
for all of humanity.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So,
Because just like
my
never
face
mind.
is.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Look, I
ahead.
lost my thought because I was anticipating what you were finna say. Go
All
ahead.
right. I said I look at it like this. I feel like this, and this is what I think about grief most of the time. I think grief is like the past. It reminds you of what you come from. It reminds you of the pain, and like you could go back to that. That can happen again. But the the grace is it comes through that whole process. But then when you get to the resurrection part, that's for the future. Because when you rise back up, you already don't let down the old ways. Now you picking up something new. You starting over. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a purpose and a path that you need to tread down and to provide that. And those things that are in the past can always guide you because it ain't like you are never not going to experience grief again. You just get better at processing it. You know what I'm saying? Because just like I tell people back in the day, I processed grief very different than what I process it now. I actually can think through it. I can recognize the stages of it, and I don't do anything that is cataclysmic to me or the people around me because I have been through it before. So now I understand it. Hey, this is just a part of the process. I'm sad. I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm avoiding all that stuff like that. That's a part of the process. But when I get through the process, I just learned a new lesson, developed more muscles, and now I'm able to provide something for not only my future, but the people that I'm going to talk to in the future. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good, bro. You just, yeah, you broke that thing down. I love that. I love that. Y'all out here eating good from the plate of the thought process. Darius J got something to say. Hey. Darius J.
Yeah,
Y'all,
man.
that's good, bro. That is good. It's almost like it's a bittersweet invitation.
Yeah.
It's a bittersweet invitation that we need to RSVP to the same way y'all need to
Yeah,
RSVP.
go ahead and RSVP. You know what I'm saying? Show up. You know what I'm saying? Men folks, show up.
Yeah,
If you
matter of fact,
don't,
let me
I'm
do
gonna
that.
find you. And I'm gonna release pit bulls in your yard and I ain't gonna let you go outside.
Okay. uh, I'm just gonna say y'all need to be there. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna
1:30,
say
12
that.
p.m. Hey, where the address at on the bottom? I can't see the address.
Oh, let me take the little scroller down. Yeah. Also, if you go to graceforthis.net, you gonna get all of that, right?
Yeah, go to graceforthis.net.
You're gonna get all of that. We'll be at 1852 Gore Highway. We're in Augusta, Georgia, right? We're in Augusta,
Gusta.
Georgia. And like this whole conversation, this vibe that we having right now is gonna be times three. Well, it's gonna be times 100 times three because we got three
Yeah.
different panels. It's
Yeah.
three different sets of us that are going to be honest about the grief in our life, what the wellness work actually looks like, the things that we need to like really be dying to. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we are getting into that on this weekend, right? So make it your business.
Yeah.
Make it your business to tap into that thing. You know, we're dealing with the mental health. Like we're talking about wellness and we're talking about the mental health work that goes with that. Like you got to take care of your mind. Our
Yeah.
mind, your will, your emotions, baby, that tie back to your soul and you're only going to
Yeah.
prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. So give yourself permission to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself permission to experience increase. Right? Some
Yeah.
of us are stuck. Like some of us are capped. Some of us have reached the cap because you have not led with any vulnerability. You haven't been honest
Mm.
about where you are. And so the condition of your soul is wounded, it's broken, it's grieving and stuck in grief, like in
Yeah.
mourning.
Yeah.
Like the sackcloth. That's what they say in the Bible. You walk
Yeah.
around with the sackcloth on and you ain't changed your
Yeah.
clothes yet.
Yeah. You
Made me think
stinking.
about Black Panther. It made
You
me think about
dirty.
this Black Panther when they released their funeral clothes.
Yeah.
The clothes that they wore for the celebration. That thing was so symbolic to me. Oh my God. Because
Mm.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I I wore to the Black Panther movie. The second one, I wore the top that I wore to my husband's funeral. So I actually
Mm.
went in my morning attire to see that movie. because had my baby been here, and it was in November, it was around it wasn't it in November? It was either November or October, because that's what the
Yeah.
cycle. We do, y'all. We Marvel folk, okay?
Yeah. You more
So
people.
I'm
The
Iron
cycle they
Man.
on.
I'm Iron Man. Tell them who you are.
Dr. Strange.
We gonna do something for that later, y'all. We coming back
Yeah.
for that. Don't worry, we'll circle back. But
Yeah.
yeah, y'all
Mm-hmm.
get in the room. Bro, let's touch on this. He got time, but he need to
Yeah.
rest. He be driving trucks, right? I want you to speak to the mental health piece of it, right? Because when
Yeah.
you say mental health and mental health in men and therapy in men, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
can you speak to your experience around that? Maybe some old narratives that you have and what your perspective is now.
Oh, I thought it was just all gonna work itself out. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna what they call white knuckle it. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was just gonna white knuckle through life, and eventually I was gonna get to have all the wonderful things that come from putting in uh, the struggle, continues to struggle and continue. But like I found out, you know what I'm saying, through life, it's just like, no, we can't just keep white knuckling life, because eventually you're gonna hurt your hand. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose the use of your hand. You keep hitting something that's hard and unbreakable, it's gonna eventually damage you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's what I kind of like treat. I knew the worth of mental health, but the older I got, the more callous I got to the idea, because it's just like start trying to tell myself I don't really have time for it. You know what I'm saying? And really, what I was really just saying, I don't have time for me. You know what I'm saying? I just need to continue doing life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I have responsibilities. I have people I want to take care of, people that need to be taken care of, people that I love, loved ones. But the thing of it is, it's like you find out that you do things. If you get used to doing things, you know what I'm saying, half-heartedly, you get a half-hearted return. You don't fully be present with the people that you want to be present with. You don't fully love the people that you say you want to love, because the thing it is, they only get to experience a piece of you. And the other side of you never really let people see. Therefore, you become a ghost to them. You get becoming as much of a ghost to yourself as you are to them. And you ain't really around, because it's just like being a husband. I can't walk around with a damaged heart being a husband to my wife, because my wife expects to have my whole heart, my whole soul. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the whole marriage process. She get all of it. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm only giving her partial stuff, that means I'm only loving her partially. I'm only sacrificing for her partially. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes a whole selfish thing. And then you don't fully manifest the relationship in the marriage that you really want to have, because you're just doing things halfway. You're hiding the rest of you, and the rest of you is hurting, and it show up in arguments. It show up in discussions and criticism, where it might just be some positive criticism where they just trying to help you a little bit, but you feel attacked because of a trauma or something you didn't deal with. And and then you be like, man, why we keep having this same argument? Because you have not took the time to even get through the thing that you need to get through in order to be the person you're supposed to be to the person you said you was going to be your all to. And I feel like as men, that's what we have to start to realize. Like, we have to get well. Not even, I ain't even just saying for a significant other, just to be walking around, being around people, being better coworkers, being better in business, being better brothers, sisters, fathers, you know what I'm saying? Uncles, auntie, all that. You got to, in order to be the best parts of you and being able to give the way you want to give, to be really be the salt of the earth, you really have to go through a refining process. You know what I'm saying? If you don't been through trauma, you got PTSD, and you don't have to go to war to get PTSD. You can live a traumatic experience in life and have PTSD. Um, and if you don't walk through those things, and there's a lot of grieving in that, because you have to really, I grieved a part of my childhood. You know what I'm saying? And I had to release that. I had to let that part, I had to bury it. You know what I'm saying? And not bury it as in get over, but I had to reconcile with that part that I thought was keeping me alive, that it kept me alive for a certain point, but at the next level, I could not sustain that level. I was going to eventually end up falling off that and end up in a worse place. But as men, we have to just start to be to one another. And if we see something, you ain't got to be a jerk to tell somebody they need help, because just like a lot of people use, you need to have people around you that's going to tell you the truth. The Bible tell you to deliver the truth in love. It don't just say the truth the way you feel like it. You ain't got to be nasty about it, because just like in all things, even though we friends, you don't have the right to be nasty to me if you're trying to do. If you're gonna tell me the truth, love me with the words. Don't just be trying to put me down through my situation, because yes, I already know I'm messing up because you're looking at me. I'm messing up. I know it. We see that. But don't throw it down my throat every time you see something, because that's not love. That's just you beating me down with what you know. And that's part of, like, that's what keep men from being vulnerable. Is it's just like, hey, if you're gonna constantly whoop me with what I told you, with the information that I gave you, it's not worth us having these conversations again. Now I have to close myself back off. I opened the door to you because I trusted you, but now I got to close it. And that ain't, like I tell people, that ain't even necessarily with men and women. It could be between bros. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we have to we have to manage our friendship, because I had to learn this, because I am a very sharp, short talker when I deliver certain type of information correct. I'm just gonna be like, bah, bah, and I'm keep moving. But I had to learn, like, different people got different communication and comprehension styles. You know what I'm saying? I can say one thing to my brother that I can't say to my other brother. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to one of my sisters like this, but I can't talk to the other one like that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to start to develop emotional intelligence. I am with that.
Man, this some good teaching here. We gonna just breathe on that. We gonna breathe. Why? Why did he?
I don't know.
Oh, Father. That, let me tell you something. I'm still breathing. Um, yeah.
Get your
After
mental
party,
health up, guys. It's okay.
after party gonna be lit. That's all I'm
A
saying.
lot of y'all just don't know. You really need a hug, and it's okay to want one. You know what I'm saying? You want to be told you're handsome. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like words affirmations too. You know what I'm saying? I have to learn to take my wife compliments. She compliment me a lot. I'm like, ah, man, yeah, what you talking about, man? So you know what I'm saying? I had to learn that too. I'm growing for my wife. You know what I'm saying? She's my
Yeah, shout
one of
out to the vibe.
my sugar boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, just continue to grow, man. Open up your heart to people that you can trust. You know what I'm saying? And don't get in the don't keep casting your pearls before swine either.
Mm, okay. I got two things to say.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. I had to check out for a minute. So
Welcome back.
appreciate that. Big love here. The first thing is, when you see yourself in people's words,
Mm.
I saw myself whole time you was talking. I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Literally, right?
Yeah.
Uh we see older versions of ourselves,
Mm.
and we understand experiences better. Because you said, oh God, when you were talking about being a better human, as a man, being a better human will make you a better spouse or a better person to your family. Like, when you realize that there's some parts of you where you weren't being a good human, you realize why the people around you were responding the way they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Facts.
It was you.
Facts. It was you.
And it's never all one person, but
Man,
there are things
that's it. That's it.
that are a direct result of a specific deficit that you were existing in. Sometimes we live in
Mm-hmm.
the deficit like it's normal. We
Yeah.
have been a certain way for so long, we don't realize it's dysfunction because it's our norm. And you
Yeah.
don't realize that certain parts of you are dysfunctional until they begin to share spaces with other people's
Mm. Mm.
dysfunction or function,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We think everybody think we all think we the baseline. Everybody
Man. Oh
they're
boy.
the baseline.
Well, we think we butter the grits. I'm telling you. Till you find
Boy,
out.
what?
Till you find
Yeah.
out you ain't even the bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Yeah,
even a
man. You ain't even a spoon to stir the grits with. You know what I'm saying? It's like because a
yeah.
lot of times we
All
are
right.
we are our heroes. We are our own heroes. We are our own superheroes. A lot of times we see the world assaulting us.
Mm,
And when we out here really assaulting the world, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you're like, oh no, I flew through that building to save a person, but it was 2,000 people in that building you killed. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You don't understand that what you did was collateral damage. And you don't even want you because you thinking about the one good thing you did out of the 2,000 lives that you affected and hurt. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking at the aspect of you being you are not responsible for the strength in which you had in the situation and you mishandled it very poorly.
the Synovia Accords. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then people will respond to your collateral and not your case. Jesus.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh, mercy. This is the
Yeah.
series. I
Yeah.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's so good. So I had to sit with that. I had to sit with that and breathe. And I don't pressure myself through hard stuff because I don't want y'all to pressure yourself through hard stuff. When it punch you in
No.
the gut, we gonna sit with it.
Hey, that's the
Because
reason why they counting boxing. They let you gather yourself. They giving you 10 seconds to gather yourself. You don't wait to your knees, you got 10. They ain't even gonna count them like 1, 2, 3. They're gonna be like 1, 2. Hey, to give you time, gather yourself. Make sure you still want to fight now, because you still got the mans in the corner over there.
come
And
on.
you know what I'm
You still
saying? And that's
fight.
what
It's a word right there, bro.
exactly
You
people
want to
don't
fight. You
wanna
still
people
here?
don't wanna take the time to be like, hey, let me assess myself. I might need to lay down and just end this fight right here because I'm fighting a losing battle.
Mm. But when you go to that corner though,
I guess right. That's why them corner
your
men
coach is
important. Yeah.
when your community in that corner,
Yeah.
this is what I saw. They
Yeah.
got 1, 2, and then they doing the uppercut. So you need to be watching for one. If you take the risk, oh my God.
Yeah.
If you would take the risk, if you would go to the corner, get with your people who really rock with you, who really on your team, who really know you, and who's also watching the enemy that's warring against you, you can come back better.
Yeah. Yeah. You can come back better. You can come back better. That's what all the rise and creeds about.
You,
Cause I
you
swear Rocket got whooped all them movies.
but he came back. But
got
he
the
came back,
got the
son.
stripes
Came
beat off
back.
his pants.
Right.
But he
Look,
came back. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky in your story.
You know what I'm saying?
Be your own Rocky. Whatever
Exactly.
his name was. Uh
I
his
forgot that
old
corner
coach.
man.
Old
Yeah, I forgot the old. Yeah, I forgot the old. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. I get it one day.
it's something with a TY. I feel like it's something with a TY, like a Smitty, Johnny, Ronnie.
It's something. It's some old rusted corner boxer name.
Oh
Got his
God.
name straight from the 40s, the 20s. No, the 1920s. All them
Yeah.
E's, them wide ending names was from the 20s.
Oh God.
You know what I'm
Man, look,
saying?
this is good. I want to bring it together. We gonna wrap.
Yeah, go ahead
But
and
I
wrap
feel
it
us
up.
say what?
I said, let's go and wrap it up, because if we starting to get to
Look,
rolling pretty good.
y'all, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
We do this, okay?
Yeah.
Um, I think something that really brings Grace and Grit together is I'm gonna say Siobhan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
My
say
boo.
Siobhan. Siobhan is my sister. Siobhan is Darius's wife. For all my people who trying to figure out who is this on the fly but her, and when he starts speaking, and when he got a whole wife. Okay,
Yeah.
don't come
I
for
got a
him.
whole while.
He got a whole wife.
Yeah.
And her
She
people from the
thick
islands,
too.
they'll come from you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
She did too. Okay, we're two. The reason I say, oh, I feel tears. Oh, Kenitra. The reason I say that she is a good way to bring it together is that you have to have women who represent grace and grit and create space for grace and grit to exist simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even though she and I don't talk a whole lot, she has intentionally created space for me because I know I can hit you up whenever I need you and it's okay. I send her
Mm.
messages say just thank you. Like
Yeah.
she makes space for you to be who you are. She applies pressure to you to do the things you're supposed to be doing. And she
Yeah.
does it in a way that does not wound you, but it challenges you to respond to the call to action that God gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So for my sisters out there, we have to allow God to grace us to help our brothers and our men and our fathers with their grace and grit journey.
Yeah.
That is not who we are naturally. That is something that God teaches us to do. We're nurturers, but we also
Mm.
are like we fighters though,
Yeah.
right? If I need to give you thug life, trust I can give you that energy, but knowing how to apply pressure without applying damage, without wounding somebody. And Siobhan, I appreciate you so much, sis. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
Amen.
I appreciate the women who are in my life because of how they love and care for the men in my life. It's a
Mm.
beautiful gift to have women to walk beside men. Powerful
Yeah.
men, brother. You a powerful dude.
Oh
You got
man.
something to say.
Yeah.
And you
For
saying it.
sure.
Look, man, look, I'm over here. hmm You a powerful dude. You got something to say.
Yes,
You
yes,
finna
ma'am.
say how you gonna say
Yeah.
it though? How you gonna say it?
With my chest. Yeah.
My chest. Y'all, so for my brothers who catch it, shout out to the brothers, Maximilian and Armani the Don. Did I say it right?
Armani Ladon
Lil Don.
and
Okay.
Chris Maximilian.
Shout out
You
to
know what I'm
y'all
saying?
too.
Shout out
Shout
to the men department. Shout out to they wives and they babies. You know what I'm saying? They good, mighty men as well. I appreciate doing this journey with y'all guys. Y'all are real men. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate my wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like I attribute a lot of my growth to her. You know what I'm saying? Because without a wife, I still would have been a ragamuffin. You know what I'm saying? To his face, like getting in that place of pressure to put that coal under pressure and produce the diamond. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of guts to be that kind of woman. You know what I'm saying? My wife is that kind of woman. You know what I'm saying? She's kind. I speak a lot about kindness because kindness and love really heal people. And
mm,
when she created so much space for me. She allowed me to be authentically me. She never tried to change me. You know what I'm saying? She just knew I had to get better. And she loved me through every step, every trip up, every fall, every get up. She loved me through all that, and I appreciate her for it. You know what I'm saying? Like she got my whole life for real. You know what I'm saying? If I like I say, my sacrifices for her, for God, for her. You know what I'm saying?
100%. So y'all, come get up in this room with us. Y'all meet us. Y'all come meet us. Go to Grace for this.
Yeah.
Go to graceforthis.net.
RSVP.
Be be a part of this conversation, right? I believe y'all. I believe you saw yourself today.
Yeah, you should have.
You saw some of yourself in this thing today in ways you
Mm-hmm.
may not have been ready for. But this was the introduction that you need to win for the rest of your life.
You gotta want it.
Yeah.
Gotta
Choose it.
want it. Choose it. It's choice. That's what God gave us free will to make good. You can make good or bad choices, and it's okay. But strive to make the good choices, please.
Please. Please, please. And thank you, please. Right. So y'all come see us. Come see us. We're gonna be in rare form. I don't know. You don't know how we gonna be. But
Yeah, I don't know
Darius
how I'm gonna
J
be.
and Kanisha Moselle, it's giving grace, it's giving grit, giving the brother sister tag team. We going it's gonna be leaders,
Yeah,
clergy,
yeah,
entrepreneurs,
yeah,
founders. It
yeah.
is a
It's
wellness
gonna be
based
it's gonna
movement.
be a league of builders. It's gonna be a league of builders. We gonna co-yoke on Saturday to bring something good to the uh earth, which is Augusta, Georgia. And
Hey,
and we
hey,
streaming, right?
yes, yes.
And
So it
so
will be on.
we're gonna apply seasoning on ground in Augusta. So we're gonna shake some Lowrys in Augusta and we're gonna shake some Lowrys on the internet.
Just Lowrys. Y'all saw Darius J some love in the comments. Make sure y'all are following him. Look at it. I'm gonna pin his handles up here just in case. And y'all, we have an after party. Come meet us. Come meet us in Clubhouse. We're gonna get into it. We want to know if there was something that was said. What part of yourself did you see the most? The Clubhouse link is in the comments. It's over there. On my phone. It's over there, but
Yeah. We
right here.
provide refreshments, but not the kind of refreshments you think just
Mhm.
intangible refreshing to your soul.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
Mhm.
Oh, you'll never be thirsty again.
Yeah.
Trying to tell
Come
you.
get some of that living water.
That's so good. Thank you, Lord. If y'all don't know Jesus, let me tell you something. We done been through some things.
I
We done
had
been,
a praying grandmother.
we done been through some things, y'all. And I'm telling you, if it was not for God in our lives, we wouldn't be having this cool, calm, and collected conversation
Yeah,
about
man.
the challenge.
Shout out to the doctor and Apostle Johnson's, Apostle moms and stuff like that because yeah, I appreciate them people, man. They've been loving me for a long time, man. And I appreciate it.
Yes, ECLCI Synergistic House Family. That is the fam. The mommy and daddy of the movement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that. I love that. So it's big love, y'all. Accept Jesus. Consider him. Realize that you a little weak. You a little broken.
Yeah.
And it ain't new. You weren't the first. You won't be the last.
Won't be the last. Read the Old Testament. you gonna realize you weren't the first, and then when you come to the New Testament, you're gonna realize it was a lot of letters written, and you won't be the last.
A lot of littles.
A lot
A
of
lot of little.
letters.
A lot of
Paul
folk.
was writing. Paul was a published author before they was publishing authors.
Was he self-published?
Paul, actually, I can see Paul. Paul probably writing angry than a fool. He probably said, "Hey, give him a quill. Thou art shout not." All right, man. I'm tripping now.
Y'all
I'm
be
getting
good.
silly. I'm getting silly.
Look, y'all come meet us. Come meet us.
Yeah, man. Come
Come
meet
meet
us,
us in
man.
Clubhouse. Come meet us in Clubhouse. We love y'all super big. Shout out to my brother Darius J. It's your
Yeah,
girl
man.
Kanisha
Shout out
Morcell.
to sis, man.
Look, founder
To
of
the
Look. We grateful
graceful
for these.
this. You know what
We
I'm
grateful for
saying?
these. Ow, 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 ow. Shout
She
out to
gonna come
God.
with some heat after that grace for this, though. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
Oh, right,
gonna be fire. I'm just
right.
drop that out there.
Right.
So the sharks could start circling the water.
Oh Lord. don't do that. Don't do that. All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me get my DJ together. Y'all know I got my DJ over here. My brother finna go to sleep. And
Yeah.
it's
Gonna
going to
take some melatonin and I'm out.
Look, bless him. That's
Peace.
it. We out.